Do you want to do a competitive analysis of all the pages ranking on the first page of Google for a given keyword? Or maybe you want to see if the keyword you want to write about is even viable, if you could even rank on the first page for it. There are two tools that offer this in very, very different ways. There's Surfer's SERP Analyzer tool and Semrush's SERP Analysis tool. I will be reviewing and testing out both tools and will give you my final verdict at the end of the video. So with that said, let's get started. All right, so let's just say we are thinking about writing a blog article around lavender essential oil benefits. So if you go to Surfer and click on SERP Analyzer, you will be greeted with this page here. And their SERP Analyzer finds the correlation between position in search results and on-page factors. So all you do is put the keyword here and you select your country, mobile versus desktop. I always do mobile. And you could select whether or not you want to have Surfer provide you with NLP. And you can toggle that on or off. And you can even add additional NLP as well. So NLP entities with sentiment. So that basically means find out if a given entity in the true density report appears in a positive, neutral, or negative context. NLP sentiment on chart. So that adds one extra ranking factor to the side menu in SERP Analyzer for the top 10 pages. Analyze correlation between the sentiment and position. And you could choose whichever NLP provider you want. So I'm going to select NLP entities. And so right now, the way Surfer works is you get a limit of how many NLP monthly credits you have. I have 10 per month and I'm already at 1 remaining. So I cannot select the other options here. So that's one thing to keep in mind with Surfer. It's on a credit basis. So keep that in mind, okay? So don't go out and run multiple reports because you will go out of your credits really quickly. So I'm just going to click on NLP entities and I'm going to include screenshots. So you can include screenshots and I'll show you how it looks like in the report. So you click on Run SERP Analyzer with NLP and it'll start running. And at the right here, you have your daily limit of how many SERP analyzing you could do. So you have 15 every day. And like I said earlier, you only have 10 NLP monthly limits. You can upgrade to get more queries. And you can also organize all of your SERP Analyzer history by tags. So, you can add a tag here if you want to, or, you could create a new tag if you would like, just to keep yourself organized. If you have a lot of clients, maybe you could designate a specific tag for a specific client or however you want to organize your workflow. Okay, so it looks like it's done and it's right here. So lavender essential oil benefits. So we're going to click on it and here we are. So there's a lot to, there is a lot to go through. There's a lot to go through. So first thing that you see is the hard data, right? So lavender essential oil benefit is what you are analyzing in the United States. Mobile, you're going to see screenshots and NLP entities. Okay, so what you see here is a line graph that counts how many words on average the pages have per page of Google. So on average, the first page of Google, ranking 1 to 10, the pages ranking for lavender essential oil benefits have a little over 3,000 words. The less words you get, the lower you go down in the rankings for Google. So you could see that, okay, longer content as a whole will rank better. So you can search, let's go on this left-hand side here. So search visibility. So number of ranked keywords. So you could select number of ranked keywords for search, for the search visibility section. So for the URLs, the number of ranked keywords. So the pages that are ranking on the first page, they rank for a lot of keywords. That's basically what it's telling you. Estimated traffic. What's the estimated traffic for the pages that are ranking on the first page? So you could decipher that, okay, the pages that are ranking on the first page, they have a lot of traffic. So what does that mean? That means they probably are high authority pages. So they are high authority pages that get the bulk of the traffic. And these green lines here, that basically tells you the correlation. So how important it is for this particular keyword. So it's very highly correlated. So that basically means, if you have high estimated traffic, then you rank higher. Okay, so let me uncheck that. Now for domain, you could see it on the domain level. So this one is for page level, and then this is for domain level. And the correlation is not that high. So that basically means it's the on page that is really making an impact. Some backlinking as well, but mainly the on page is really what's driving the rankings here. So you could see that. And let's see what else. Let me close these and backlinks. So let's just see for the domain, there's high correlation. So domain, number of referring domains, it sees here. So there's average of, let's see, it's hard to kind of say. So I'm kind of learning this as you go along, as we both go along. So backlinks, referring URLs, I'm trying to understand. Okay, for domain. Okay, so it basically means the pages that are ranking on the first page, they have, wow, that's a lot. Almost 30,000 referring domains. That's a lot. Maybe it's as a whole. And let's see let me turn that off. URLs. So if the URLs, they have, let's see, they have, that's a lot of domains referring to the URL. That's interesting. So it looks like there's a lot of backlinks for these pages. Now let's go to structure. So this is what's really, really interesting. So you could see how many characters all of the pages that are ranking for this keyword have. So it's highly correlated. So you need to have a lot of characters. Missing common words and phrases. So they don't have a lot of missing common words and phrases. What does that mean? Number of missing common words and phrases, right? So you need to make sure you have common words and phrases if you want to rank on the first page. And then how much of the content on the website is hidden. So that basically means content that's, in the HTML, things that are hidden by the code or the CSS. So that's what you'll see here. And number of okay, so what else? Exact keywords. This is interesting. So number of exact matching keyword appearing on website within the body. Whole phrase counts as one. So not one page has the term lavender essential oil benefits. So that basically means I shouldn't be keyword stuffing. I should not be focusing on like a keyword by keyword level basis. I should have more of a holistic view of my content creation, right? Exact keyword density, partial keywords. So there's a lot of partial keywords. So that basically means I really need to make sure I have all of the NLP words on my pages and things like that. Words, right? So the more words, the better. And then query, so it continues. I don't want to bore you, but it continues by query words. Title, how many characters in the title? So short title tags are better. Strong, how many pages have strong elements, like strong text or even elements as well. Paragraphs, how many paragraphs, exact keywords for paragraphs. So you can really get an idea of what your page is up against, what you need to do to rank on the first page, right? So links, how many do follow links they have, external do follow, internal. So they have a lot of internal links. And you could see, the green is what you should be focusing on. There's a high correlation. If it's red or yellow, maybe not as important. And then URL, exact keywords in the URL, not really. How about partial keywords? Not really. Okay. And then page speed, this one is really important. Load time, high correlation. What does that mean? Faster sites rank higher. The slower your site is, the lower you rank. So site speed is really important. Structured data, and yeah, so on and so forth. Images. So images on average, there's about 4.5 images. So if you want to rank on the first page, try to shoot for about 5 images. So on and so forth. So you could really, really dive into the structure, the quality in terms of your page speed, structured data, content score. This is good, right? The content score. So Surfer gives you the content score. So content score is important. You need a content score of around 49. So you could easily have over 50 content score. So really good information. And then this is the top, top 48 websites that are ranking. So you could see this is a featured snippet by verywellmined.com, and you could see the content score, the authority. You could show it on the chart. So if you click that, you could see, or actually let me do something that is not a featured snippet. Let's do Healthline. So you could see here, titles, right? So, and then you could even exclude the URL from the chart and audit, right? So right now it's as a whole, but if you exclude it, it'll change. So for example, I don't want to analyze the featured snippet. So you could remove that and then kind of do your analysis by removing what you don't want to be included in this line graph. Let me add that back in. And then you can also do an audit of each of these pages. You could even see a screenshot. Remember when we created the report, we asked to include screenshots. So that basically means it'll do a screenshot of the page. So if you click on the 3 dots, click on screenshot, it'll basically show you the entire page on mobile because we did crawl it through mobile. So this is how it looks like. So you can kind of go through very, very quickly of how all of these pages look like. So you don't need to kind of manually go in. You just kind of, go through here and see how it all looks like. Right, so let's click on this. So very, very cool. Very, very interesting information. So right off the bat, I know that since the domain scores are so high, if I'm a new blog, lavender essential oil benefits is probably not the best keyword to aim for. I noticed this one, 15 benefits of lavender oil you need to know by the 30. This one is an AMP. So this one is interesting. Let me click on that. So you could kind of view. I'm not sure if why they are ranking. Maybe it's because of the content, but their content score is 50. So this one is interesting. I would love to know, I would love to click on audit to see, why they are ranking so high. But yeah, tons and tons of images here. And yeah, so you could really get a good grasp of your competition. So now if you go to keywords, these are all of the common ranked keywords. Keywords which URLs present in this SERP rank for. So all of these keywords are what the competitors rank for. So what does that tell you? If you want to create a blog around lavender essential oil benefits, you need to be talking about and including these keywords in your article, right? So top 10 similar keywords. So these are the top 10 similar keywords around lavender oil uses. So let's show you more. So let's see, what is in lavender oil? If you click that, what is lavender oil good for? What does lavender oil do? And then you see overlapping pages, right? So that basically means the number of competitors ranking for this keyword. So the more pages that are ranking for it, the better. All right, so focus on the overlapping pages that have high number, because most of those pages have these keywords that are ranking for it. Search volume, relevance, right? So how relevant it is to the main core keyword. And then questions. So these are the questions that the sites are answering. Popular words. So here you have popular words that you can be incorporating. Phrases, common words, common phrases, prominent words and phrases. So just so much data to help you improve your copywriting. You even see common backlinks here. So there's just a lot to go through. This information is so valuable. You can really just create the best content just looking at this information. All right, so let's go to Semrush. So for Semrush, so under the keyword research in the SEO toolkit, you will see keyword overview. So it's similar to keyword research, basically the same report. So if you type in lavender essential oil benefits, you kind of get the overarching competitive landscape, right? So you know it's very difficult. Just looking at Surfer, all of these green domain scores, I automatically know it's really difficult. And it's nice to know that it's confirmed with Semrush, 87% difficulty. So it's very competitive. And you see different keyword variations. So this kind of goes along with all of these, prominent words and phrases, common words. I'm pretty sure all of these words that are listed here, you will definitely find in the keyword variations, questions, related keywords as well. But this SERP analysis is what I really want to focus on, because this is all of the competitive analysis. Okay, so what you can do is look at the list of the top 10 competitors and check out what's their average authority score, how many domains these pages have, how many total number of backlinks are pointing to them, what's their search traffic, and how many keywords they rank for. So Semrush is a lot more of a backlink analysis, while Surfer is a lot more holistic in their analysis. So it's a lot more on-page heavy. So say for example, Healthline, their page authority score is 64. And you can see that they rank for over 400 keywords. So if you click on this, you can see what they rank for. So now you could see it goes to organic search. So you can analyze these pages one by one and see what type of keywords they are ranking for. So the page that I clicked on ranks for over 400 words. They get over 13,000 visitors, and the total traffic cost is over 8,000. And these are all of the keywords that they rank for, with the SERP features for each of these, how much traffic these keywords bring in for that specific page, and what position these keywords are in Google. So let me show you how it displays. So lavender for acne, uses for lavender oil on skin, pure lavender oil on skin, the volume, keyword difficulty, right? So a lot of good information. So what does this tell me? This basically tells me that the keywords that are ranking on the first page for this page are really important. That basically means if I want to compete with this page, I must focus on these keywords. I must focus on these keywords because this page is ranking very well for them. And that way you kind of have an idea of what kind of keywords you should be adding in your body copy. And you have to do this on a per page basis. So there isn't any line graph like what Surfer has, where you could kind of see a holistic high-level overview. This one is a little bit more granular, where you kind of need to click onto each page and see, you know, how many keywords they're ranking for, what types of keywords they're ranking for. So it's a little bit more manual, but still, regardless, you could see a lot of good information here. So this one is WebMD. This kind of stands out, right? Their page authority score is only 2, but the domain is really huge, right? It's WebMD, so obviously they're going to rank for a lot of keywords. So that's why they are ranking number 9. So this is how you can kind of get a gist of whether or not you can rank for whatever keyword you want to write for. And then, you know, you can kind of go in deeper, right? So let's click on this. Let's click here, medical news today. And then, you know, like I showed you before, you could kind of go really deep and do organic research on a per page basis. So also, yes, one thing I'm noticing here that I didn't show you before is, so if you click on the actual URL, you see how many keywords the page is ranking for, what's the traffic cost, and you could see when they published and how much traffic they're getting over time. This does not appear on Surfer. Surfer does not give you this information. So Semrush is a little bit more of a competitive analysis at a holistic level, at a traffic level, while Surfer is more of a competitive analysis as an on-page level. So you could see that their traffic has been declining, which kind of, you know, you kind of need to look into. Over the past year, you could kind of see it's a little bit going down over time. And then you can see the top organic keywords for the page, top position changes. So you could see what new keywords are ranking for the page, which ones have been lost, which ones haven't been improved and declined. So you could kind of see, okay, you know, maybe they updated the content, so then you'll see a lot of new keywords. Or say, for example, you see a lot of keywords that are declining or losing. That will give you some insight and say, hey, if this competitor lost all of these keywords, that basically means maybe the algorithm doesn't really want those keywords, or maybe this page is not optimizing for those keywords. So it gave you some insight. So maybe you could decide whether or not you should be focusing on the keywords that have been lost by this page. It could be a huge win for you. SERP features. So these are special results in Google's search results that are triggered by the keywords an analyzed domain ranks for. So you could see the site links, featured snippet. So these are all of the different features that this domain is showing up for in terms of the SERP features. Not linking to domain. So there's other things that appear in Google, such as video, images. So that basically tells you that, you know, you need to have a lot of good content. You need to be on social. There's FAQ, there's a knowledge panel, there's news. So this is a very competitive, you know, term. This site is, you know, medical news today is a huge site. So obviously they get a lot of traffic. And then you see their main organic competitors here, competitive positioning map. And you can also see different like subdomains here that show up. So once you do that, you could kind of get a better idea of the subdomains they are using. So more of a competitive analysis that way too. So if you were to ask me which one I prefer, I really like Surfer. I honestly really like Surfer's competitive analysis. Their SERP analyzer is really good. I've never seen anything like this before. So if you want to if you want to really get a good grasp of what words your competitors are using, definitely use the SERP Analyzer by Surfer. Semrush has really good data as well. It's a little bit more holistic in terms of like backlinks. You know how much traffic they're getting, their traffic cost, what competitors are their main ones, and backlinks as well. Backlinks is a little bit more clear, and there's a lot more emphasis on backlinks with the Semrush data. So I would probably say I would use both of these tools, honestly, because they both offer very different data and they're both really good data points. So I honestly would choose both. They both offer really good information. One thing to keep in mind is that Surfer is a little bit limited in their credits. So if you use this a lot, you'll be paying a lot for credits. So every time you do a search, you lose credits. So keep that in mind. But with Semrush, you can just search and search and search forever without any limits. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If you have a lot of clients, then maybe Semrush might be a little bit better. But if you have money to invest, you could invest a lot in Surfer as well. So the choice is yours, but both offer very, very good data. And I would recommend using both for your content and your competitive analysis. So hopefully you thought this was helpful. I will see you on the next video.